Please check your audio and video settings. Please check your audio and please check your audio and video settings. Yes. Yes. So yesterday we completed discussion on merge method. Hibernate 915 merge method. Everyone enjoyed merge method learning, boss? Everyone enjoyed merge method learning. What is the story of merge method here? In the level 1 cache of first level cache of session object. Okay, if you try to load, if you try to load, if you try to load, if you try to load duplicate object with the same identity value for the same entity class which is already there in the first level cache of session object. First level cache of what? Session object. Okay, so you will get a non-unique object exception. Understanding my point? Okay. No, I don't want to see getting exception. I want to see, okay, new object data overriding old object. New object data overriding old object. Come on. In that situation, we have to think about going for session dot merge method. Okay. Whenever we are trying to put a duplicate object in first level cache, instead of getting exception, I want to see new object data overriding the existing object data. To give that instruction to session object, we have to call session dot merge method. Okay. So apart from merge method, if you call any other method to bring duplicate object to first level cache, you will get exception. What exception? Non-unique object exception. What exception here? Non-unique object exception. Yes, boss. Very popular interview question. What is the difference between session dot update and session dot merge? Without asking this question, your interview will not be completed. Other day, one student also said, "Sir, I attended Hibernate interview. They asked about what? Difference between update method and merge method. Main difference is this. Main difference is what? This only. What is the difference between session dot update and session dot merge method? Session dot merge method. Okay, boss. Let's see. Session dot update one thing. Session dot merge method another side. Very popular interview question here. Yes. First point. performs only update object operation, update object operation. Okay, update object operation can perform insert oblique update object operation based on the given object based on the availability of the record, based on the availability of the record. Yes, we have seen in version 1 of merge method, it is doing insert and update operation. Did you notice that? Yes. Okay, fine. If first level cache of session object is already having when first level cache of session object is already having entity object, if we try to put another entity object of same class, entity object of certain class, and if we try to put another entity object of same class with same ID value to first level cache, to the same first level cache, tell me, to the same first level cache by calling session dot update method, then we will get non-unique object exception. What object? Non-unique object exception. Non-unique object exception. Everyone consider this point. I think when first level cache of session object is already having entity object of certain class. What is that? Certain class. Entity object of certain class. Okay. Certain class. If we try to put another entity object of same class with the same identity value to the same first level cache by calling session dot update method, then we will get non-unique object exception. Okay. B. If we call session dot merge for the same situation, then if we call session dot merge method for the same situation, then okay, the new object data, the new object data will override or merge with already available already available. Entity object data of first level cache. Entity object data of first level cache without throwing any exception. Without throwing any exception. Without throwing any exception. I think this is the main difference I want you people to highlight. Interviewer also expects this one only. Interviewer also expects this one only. Understanding? If you tell other differences are not secondary, but interviewer definitely expects this difference a lot. If you tell this difference, if you don't answer other differences, he may not think much. But if you don't tell this difference, okay, he's not going to feel that you have given correct answer. Okay. So that's why please highlight this one. Okay. Right. Next one. Yeah. Next one. Update method return type is void. Update method return type is void. Okay. So does not return any object. Does not return anything. Does not return anything. Okay. Merge method return type is java.lang.object. Merge method return type is java.lang. That means it returns. Okay, old object after merging. It returns. Returns old object with new object data. Okay, with new object data. Old object having overridden values of new object data. That means it returns old object having overridden values of new object data. Come on, guys. Understanding my statement there or not there? That is C. Right. D. Okay. D. Tell me, boss. Directly generates. Okay. Directly generates update query. Update SQL query. Update SQL query. Directly generates update SQL query. Directly generates update SQL query. Tell me here what it will do. Generates select query plus insert oblique update query. Select query plus insert oblique update query when it is used. When it is used alternate to. When it is used alternate to when it is used alternate to session dot save or update. Otherwise, okay, it just generates Otherwise, come on, come on. Hmm. Otherwise, it just generates update query. Okay, update query. Otherwise, it just generates update query to modify old object data with already available object data with already available object data with new object data. New object data. Already available object data with new object data. Understanding my point there? Come on, come on. Here, old object means what? Already available object of cache. Here, old object means what? Already available object in cache. Available object in cache. Object in cache. Guys, got the clarity now? Mr. Vikash Misra, can I say return old object data? Is it correct? No. It never returns old object data. It returns old object with new values collected from new object. Guys, what happened, boss? What you understood yesterday? It returns old object, no doubt in that. It returns old object. But in that old object, merged data will be there. Okay. New values will be there. New object data will be overriding old values of the old object. Come on. Object is old, but data is new. If data is new, not new, why are you going for session data? Marjra Babu. After listening entire Ramayana is coming to old one. Come on. Yes, E generates update query, update SQL query, irrespective of updation is required or not. Generates update SQL query irrespective of updation is required or not. Updation is required or not. I want reply. Come on. Next one. Generates update SQL query. Generates update SQL query. Come on. Generates update SQL query only when updation is required. Only when updation is required. Updation is required. Otherwise, it will not generate the update query. Hey, yesterday we discussed or not? Yesterday we discussed or not? Suppose new object data, old already available object data is matching. Does it generating any update query? Does it generating any update query? Come on, not generating any update query. But if you call update method directly, if updation is required or not required, if updation is required or not required, it generates update query or not. It definitely generates update query or not. Come on. It will definitely generate update query or not. I want reply from you people. Okay, boss. Now let me show one small thing. Array merge also will do update operation only, na? Where is merge method story? 10 merge method. Okay, come to this. Before giving next difference, let me show that one practically. Merge test 2. Merge test 2. Cool. Loaded record is 3. But I am calling merge method. I am calling merge method with 4. I am calling merge method with identity value 4. Come on. Oh, so that means this time clash with the ID value is not there. Then what merge method will do, sir? Then what this merge method will do, sir? Because there is no same object with the same identity value in the cache already. So the merge method will go for insert operation. Oh, 4 is already there. Huh? Okay, 4 record is already there. Okay, nice. 1 minute. I will take 44L. I will try to take 44L. 44L. Then it is going for insert operation or not? Then it is going for insert operation or not? Come on. So if a given object identity value is not there, it is performing insert operation. You come to update object method. Go to first version. Update object test. Update object test. 1001L record is there. See, even though updation is not required, it will generate update query. Generating na. Suppose I have given that record 1021. I hope so. This record is not there in the account table. Bank account table. Come on. You are getting exception. Still update query generated, but we are getting exception. Understanding my point there? We are getting exception. We are getting exception here. Are you understanding my statement there or not there? So what is the point here? If if the record is not available, if the record is not available to update the record, then it throws exception. Then it throws exception. Come on. Then it throws exception. If record is not available, if the record is not available, record is not available, or object is not, record is not available to update or merge, then it will perform insert operation. Then it will perform insert operation. Then it will perform what? Insert operation. I think you enjoyed these differences. Main difference is this here. Remaining differences are only our extra observation. Based on our extra observation, we have seen that. Okay, main is second one. Anyhow, I have highlighted with red color. Okay. See, once again, see this. Perform only update object operation. Perform insert oblique update operation based on the availability of the record. Fine. If the first level cache is already having entity object of certain class, and if you are trying to call session dot update method having same entity object with the same identity value of same class, then you will get non-unique object exception. Okay, here you won't get non-unique object exception. Moreover, new object data will be overriding already available object data and returns old object. Update method return type void, that's where does not return anything. Merge method return type is object, that means it returns what? It returns what? Already available object having new object data, having new object data. Come on. Directly generates update SQL query. Yes, it generates what? It generates what? It generates what? SQL query plus insert oblique SQL update query when it is user alternate to session dot save or update. Otherwise, it just generates what? Update query to modify the already available object data with new object data. Already available object data with new object data. Fine. Generates update query irrespective of updation is required or not. Generates update query only when updation is required. If record is not available to update, then it throws what? Exception. Okay, assume session dot update method is called directly. Come on. Right. If record is not available to update or merge, then it will perform insert operation. Ghulam Muhammad, in one angle, merge is alternate to session dot save update. But merge is having an extra feature of what? I think you missed yesterday's class. Please read the yesterday's document once if you missed the class. Did you miss yesterday's class, Mr. Ghulam Muhammad? I think so. You have missed. Okay, that's why you are coming to wrong conclusion. In one angle, merge method is alternate to save or update. Another angle, it is also there to perform merge operation. Yes or no? Na? So it acts as a session dot save or update and also capable of doing merge operation. Merge operation is extra that I discussed in yesterday's class, right? Okay. Very popular interview question. Save or persist difference, save and persist method differences, get and load method differences, and merge and update method differences. Definitely they will be asked like anything, boss. Definitely they will be asked like anything. Got it? Very, very, very important interview question. Okay. So if they didn't ask save or persist, they will ask load and get. If they forget to ask load and get, they will ask what? Update and merge. Sometimes they'll ask both get and load method and update and merge method. Both differences they will ask. Enjoyed, huh? Right. Yeah. Can we perform non-select operations? Can we perform non-select operations in Hibernate without using transaction management code? Without using transaction management code. Without using. Without using transaction management code. Guys, come on, tell me. Answer is generally no. What you thought is so far no, but actually possibility is there. What is the possibility? There is a method called session.flush here. If you use session.flush method, If you use session dot flush method, all unpending operations in the all pending persistence operation of the session object, okay, will be completed by talking to database software. Because I called session dot update, session dot delete, session dot save or update, session dot save. All these are called, but they are just waiting for tx dot commit to complete on the database software. I didn't call session dot tx dot commit. At least you should call session dot flush method. What method? Session dot flush method. Are you getting my point there? At least you should call session dot flush method to tell to Hibernate, okay, whatever persistence instruction that are there in session object as pending persistence instruction now should be completed. Tell me, what is the English meaning of flushing, boss? What do you mean? What is the English meaning of flushing? Clearing. Yes or no? Na? Clearing. Whatever things are there in temporary place, flush them to permanent place. So clear them from temporary place and keep them in permanent place. Calling session dot save, session dot update, come on, session dot delete. All these are, come on, tell me here. Giving a persistence instruction to session. Persistence instruction to session. Generally, where they will be flushed out to database when you call tx.commit. I decided not to call tx.commit. Then when they will be flushed out to database software, when you call session.flush method. What here? When you call session.flush method. Tell me, sir, working with session.flush is a good thought or wrong thought? Is a bad thought. Why, sir? Suppose I want to do transaction management. If one operation fails, other operation should be failed. Can I do that? Can I do that? Only for interview sake I am talking this. Can I do that? If one operation fails, other operation should be failed. Can I think about doing this work? Certainly not. Certainly not. Got it? Certainly not. Okay, boss. File, close all. Yes, boss. Refreshing object, updating object, this one. I'll take one fresh method. Any application, okay for me, not a issue. Merge test one. File save as. Okay, flush test. Flush test dot Java. Close the class. This. No transaction management, no flag. No transaction management, no flag. Okay, in fact, no try. No catch. Yeah, if you want, you can try catch, not a issue. That's not a issue. Try catch you can take, that's not a problem. No flag is required, no transaction management is required. Just close the session object as usually. Yes, we are having membership object here. So I will take a new member 56. Anyhow, increment generator is there. I hope I have taken generator configuration. Not sorry here, this one. Hibernate mapping file. Okay, let us assume I have a generator configuration. Yes, I am having generator, right? Session dot save object. Session dot save object member. Session dot save object. Yes, if you are interested, you can get the ID value, no problem at all. Long ID value is equal to 0. What is this? ID value is equal to this. Typecasting is what? Long one. Sys out. Generated ID value is equal to ID value. Generated ID value is equal to ID value. Come on, guys. Generated ID value is equal to ID value. Okay. Now I will say session dot flush. Session dot flush. See the meaning? Force this session to flush must be called at the end of unit work before committing the transaction and closing the session. Depending upon the flush mode, calls this method. What is flushing? Flushing is the process of synchronizing underlying persistence store with the persistable state held in the memory. Okay, in the session object, lot of persistence instructions are there. Na? All the instructions will be synced with the database table once you call session dot flush method. What method? Once you call session dot flush method, that is what I want to say. Flush test dot Java, click on it. Java application, that's right. Now you observe it will perform insert operation. Ah, no transaction in progress. Acha, in Hibernate 5 they made it mandatory. Yeah? In Hibernate 5 they made it mandatory, boss. Up to Hibernate 4 it was there. In Hibernate 5 I think they made it mandatory. Session dot flush. Okay, 1 minute. They made it mandatory, it seems. Nice, nice, great. 1 minute. Okay, why should I change my statement just like that? Go to build.gradle. Go to build.gradle. Yes, I will take Hibernate 5.2. You try because I have a doubt. 5.2 you take. 5.2 you take. Yes. Say Gradle refresh. Not 5.2, 5.1 some number. 5.1 some number. I'll show. In Hibernate 5, they have disabled it seems. I tried in Hibernate 4. We will see Hibernate 5.1 we'll try. Hibernate 4 also we will try. Because it is also an important FAQ. Because generally we give statement. All non-select operations should be executed as what? Transactional statement. Is there any possibility of developing same application without transaction management support? Downloading the jars, don't worry. Downloading the jars, boss, nothing to worry. Changing the jars version. Changing the jars version. What happened? Project dependencies. Oh, having that version jars are not there. Huh? Okay, boss. How to find out which version is there, which version is not there? Which version is there, which version is not there? How to find out? Come to MVN repository. Hibernate core. Hibernate core. Yes, we are having Hibernate core. This is only 6 versions are there. Yes, Hibernate core. Here we are having numbers 5.1.8, 1.9, 1. What is the version I mentioned here? 5.1.18. There are not there. See what is our luck? 1.7 is the last. 1.7 is the last. We don't have what? 1.8. Fine, no problem. So we will work with what? 1.7. Why they don't tell add them in ID itself? Array, there are lakhs of jar files. For how many jars they can give, Ra Babu? For how many jars they can give? Tell me. Right. Fine here. Now jars might have come. Jars might have come. Flush tested out Java. Flush tested out Java. Class not found. What's happening? Class not found. What's happening, guys? Let me say Gradle refresh. Hibernate 5.1.7 has come. All dependents have come. Okay. Gradle refresh is also done. Run on Java application. Run on Java application. XML bind JAXB. What's happening? Merge test one. Let me try. Right click. Run on Java application. Oh, some jars are not coming properly. Yeah. Why jars are not coming properly, my dear? I think I have to clean the project once. Clean the project once. I think 1 minute. 5.1.7. 5.1.7. Copy this. Copy this. Implementation. Implementation. 5.1.7 implementation. Now say Gradle refresh. Now say Gradle refresh. What's happening? Flush test. Java application. Okay, leave it. I'll move to directly 4.x version to prove that, yes, to prove that this statement 4.x version, which version is there? I think 4.3.2 is there, or 4.3 is also there. 4.3.4, any version in 4.3. 4.3.4. 4.3.4, but let me confirm once. 4.3.4 final. Yes, came. Okay. Yes. Look at the jars. 4.3.4 has come. Right. Okay. Now you observe flush test.java. What test.java? Flush test.java. Yes. Enter key. Proceed with errors. Why errors? Where errors are there? Okay. Proceed with errors. See now record inserted or not? Record inserted or not there? When I tried same thing in what 5 point latest 5.4 version, I got the exception. Fine. When I tried with 4.x, I didn't get any exception. So that means in Hibernate 5.x, transaction management for non-select operation, they made it mandatory. Okay. In non made it mandatory. So in for 5.x, they made it mandatory. In 4.x, so they allowed. You just call flush method, it will take care of the process. Come on. Now you got it. Yes. What should be the answer, boss? What should be the answer for this? Yes. Answer yes, possible. Yes, possible. Up to Hibernate 4.x using session dot flush method. Session dot flush method. Using session dot flush method. Okay, which will sync, which will sync, which will sync database software, with all persistence instructions that are there with session object. That are there with the session object. That means all pending persistence instructions, that are there with session object, that are there in session object will be completed in database software, will be simply completed in database software, will be completed in what? Database software. Come on. But it is not a recommended process. It is not a recommended process. Is it recommended or not recommended? Definitely it is not recommended process. Yes. This is the copy paste code here. Tell me, is it recommended process or not a recommended process? Come on, guys. Come on. Are you with me? Is it recommended process or not a recommended process? Is not at all recommended process. Got it? Yes. Because we cannot roll back. We cannot do everything or nothing principle. Only for knowledge sake I am talking it, right? In 5.x, not possible. So what is this? Note. From Hibernate to 5.x, the transaction management is made mandatory. For non-technical, non-select persistence operations. What operation? Non-select persistence operations. Okay, boss. That's what I'm trying to say. In 5.x, transaction management is mandatory for non-select persistence operation. Yes, that's one small FAQ. I just want to clarify that. Okay. Nice. Array tx dot commit method also calls flush method, ra babu. Come on. Tx dot commit internally calls flush method. Please. So if you look at tx dot commit, okay, for example, you go there. So very big code will be there. If you are interested, see this F3. You will get the source code. Commit You want to get its implementation class. Control, listen, hold control and click on it. Now it is showing interface method, right? Hold implementation, hold implementation, hold implementation. Now it is going to implementation class. Yes, see this commit method is there, commit method is there. It is internally calling so many other methods. Did you notice it? So there is one more method called do commit. Do commit. Again go to its implementation. Hold control key. Hold control key. These many options are there. CMT transaction, JTA transaction, JDBC transaction. Because I said na JDBC transaction. So in JDBC transaction, it internally calls con dot commit. Check it out. Set auto commit true. Somewhere it will call management connection dot commit. See this? See this in JDBC transaction. In JDBC transaction, it is JDBC transaction internally calling con dot commit or not. Theoretically, I said tx dot commit. If you are using JDBC style transaction, it internally uses con dot commit. That is done, not done. That is done, not done. Come on, guys. And after that, it automatically releasing connection. You need not to release the connection also. Is it? That is automatically releasing the connection also. Did you notice that? So F3 to get the source code. And good news is Maven and Gradle only giving default decompilers. You need not to worry about decompilers. Okay, na? Okay. Now you look at session dot merge method F3. This is declaration. If you hold control, open implementation. Okay, there are only one thing is there. Here is merge method. That is internally calling one more merge method. Once again F3. Once again F3. That is calling one more method. Fire merge. Fire merge. So a lot of work it is doing internally are not there. Very big codes will be there. Very big codes will be there. Very big codes will be there. Okay. Fire merge is there. Checking transaction sync status. That. And it is calling which method here? On merge method. On merge method. Implementation. Like this. So many things it internally do, boss. So many things internally do. Copy cache dot clear. Okay, even on merge event dot copy cache. So it is doing something related to copy cache. Understanding my point there. On merge method is there. Tell me here. Event dot get original. And somewhere copy operation is also there. Check it out. Okay, once again press merge F3. It is coming here. Tell me. Session has come. Event cache, copy already cache data is coming. Okay, it is getting original object and somewhere copy operation will take place. Listen, event dot set relate load identity dot get identifier. Entity is equal to original. See, so many conditions are verified and at the end our work will be done. At the end our work will be done. So it's very horrible to understand, but if you observe very carefully, you will get the things here. Okay na? Right. So what is the key here? F3 to get the source code. F3 to get the source code. And if you hold control key and press open implementation, you will get the implementation class. If it is a interface method, it will go to implementation class. And one more thing is there. You have an interface. Okay, you have an interface. You want to get the hierarchy of the interface. Suppose you take a transaction. You press F3, you will get the source code. No, I don't want to get the source code. I want to get the hierarchy of the class. Then press F4. Then F4. Then if you go for F4, you will get the hierarchy, boss. You will get the hierarchy. Understanding my point there? You will get the hierarchy. Type 4 is F4 for getting hierarchy, F3 for getting source code. Suppose this is our member class, right? Member. Source code F3. F3, it's a F3. Source code is coming. Now I pressed F4 on that. I pressed F4 on that. Membership superclass is object class and that class related story. That class related story. Suppose you take session. You take what? You take what? Session. Okay, I pressed F3. Source code is coming. If I press F4, hierarchy is coming. Session is the interface. It is having somewhat implementation class, session delegate base IMPL, and one sub interface called event source. One sub interface, and all these are the methods that are there in the session. These are this one. These are there here. So F3 and F4 here. If you want to do more and more hard work on what? This one. So nothing is there. Using Gradle, source code will come automatically. Gradle comes with built-in decompilers. Is that clear? Built-in decompilers. So F3 to get the source code. F4 to see the hierarchy of given current class. To see the hierarchy. To see the hierarchy. To see the hierarchy of given class or interface. Dot. Okay, boss. Eclipse is not having any decompiler. Sorry. Eclipse is not having any decompiler. Okay. We have to link source code in order to see the source code in Eclipse. Eclipse is not having any built-in decompiler. Listen here. I know there is a class, but that class is not present here. I know there is a class. That class is not present in the editor. But I know one class is there. That class related jars are added to build path. How to get the source code of that class? Anyone can tell me? Control Shift T. Control Shift T. One dialog box will come. Control Shift T. One dialog box will come. You can type any class whose jars are added here. Though that class name is not there in the this place, though those class name is not available here. Suppose session factory is not there here. In this .java file, configuration is not there. But I want to see the source code of configuration. Come on. So a lot of configurations are there. You have to select the correct configuration. What is this? org.hibernate.cfz. This is our configuration. Open this. Then you will get the source code. Then you will get the source code. Everyone getting my point there? See, when class is typed in your source code F3, go to the class F3. If you want to know hierarchy, F4. No, that class is not there, but I want to know about that class. Then what? Control plus Shift plus T. Control plus Shift plus T. Okay, now Control plus Shift plus T, and you have to type the class name. You have to type the class name. Open type is what is the option? Open type. So what is the shortcut key? CTRL plus Shift plus T. to open the source code of any class which is not there. Yes or no? Na? Okay. Which is not there. Which is not there. Which is not there in the current editor. In the current editor. Okay. Abdullah is suggesting me one more shortcut key. Let me try. Control plus Shift plus R. You can type the pattern also. You can type the pattern. What is the pattern? Okay, I just want to get all XML, all HTMLs like this. We can go for what pattern? Okay, star dot HTML, star dot Java. Only dot Java files will come. Okay, only Java. So I think it's the only pattern, boss. Okay, pattern. You can go for it. Okay, pattern. Suppose C star N. Configuration. I think it is not working properly. C star N. Okay, see customer 1 and customer 2. They are coming. But what about predefined classes? Why it is not giving predefined classes? Only for user-defined classes. I'll leave it. Not a great thing. User-defined classes, anyhow, we will go for it. Nah? It is working only for user-defined classes. Don't think much. Okay, na? Right. Okay, let it be. Fine. I think I have uploaded a Eclipse shortcuts document. Eclipse shortcut documents just to go through that daily practice few things. Okay, na? Right. Let's come to dynamic schema generation. Dynamic schema generation feature. New concept. Dynamic schema generation. Dynamic schema generation or HBM to DDL. Hibernate mapping to HBM to DDL to auto property. What is this auto property? One of the biggest feature of Hibernate is they can generate tables dynamically, boss. They can generate tables dynamically. Are you getting my point there? They have the ability of generating tables dynamically. Okay. So for that purpose, we have to use HBM to DDL dot auto property of what? Configuration file. This is a configuration file property. What's the use of dynamic schema generation, sir? Okay. See, boss, you worked with MySQL in the company. You released the project. Client insists I need Oracle. Okay. Creating same tables in Oracle manually is very, very complex, boss. Manually is very, very complex. Already table name, column names, everything is mentioned in the mapping file. If tables are able to generate dynamically as required for new database software, okay, it would be very good or not. So Hibernate says, anyhow, programmer, you are mentioning table name, column names, every information in the mapping file. So when you change database software, you just give driver details and some configuration file detail. I have ability of generating tables dynamically based on the table information, column information that I have given in the mapping file. That you have given in the mapping file. Are you understanding my point there? This is very, very beautiful feature, boss. In the coming days, I will stop designing tables, boss. I'll stop designing tables. I will design class and I'll ask Hibernate to create the table. That's it. Why should I waste my time? Already I'm spending time towards designing class, right? Okay, slowly forget about creating table in the database. We'll ask Hibernate to generate. We'll ask Hibernate to generate. Come on. Yes. This feature makes Hibernate framework. This feature what? Hmm. See, boss, tables we can create, but logical databases we cannot create. User, you are a magical guy. Okay. Databases we cannot create. Only tables we can create. Come on. This feature makes Hibernate framework. This feature makes Hibernate framework to generate DB tables dynamically. DB tables dynamically. Array DB tables nothing but schema only. Ah. DB tables dynamically based on the info given in mapping files. Info given in mapping files. Okay. To use this feature, it is recommended to specify. It is recommended to specify column data types. It is recommended to specify what are column data types. Come on. To specify type comma length comma type comma length comma not null comma unique and etc attributes in mapping file. Understanding my point there? Yes, in mapping file. Then only we can enjoy this feature, boss. Okay. Because when I'm asking Hibernate to create the table, if these many details are there, it will be easy for Hibernate to decide the length and the type and constraints. Otherwise, it cannot read your brain. Nah. It can read your instruction, but it cannot get into your brain and can read your instruction, thought process. So that's why better to configure mapping file with all these attributes, boss, so that you are going to give multiple details to Hibernate to generate the things dynamically. Got it? Yes, boss. Next. Okay, boss. Next one is next. Okay, maybe other things may read our human brain here, but at least I can say Hibernate is not capable of reading your brain, analyzing your thoughts. Whatever you want, you have to tell to Hibernate through mapping file or configuration file, then only it can do. Yeah, it is very useful. It is very useful. Okay. If you change data, if you change database software in the middle of development or production, in the middle of development or production, okay, to generate DB tables in new database software dynamically, though you don't know, though we don't know much much about the SQL part of new database software. Okay, it is very useful. If very useful, if the project DB is changing, project DB is changing, development changing, development to testing, testing to UAT, UAT to production. Project database software is changing. Tell me. Development to testing, testing to UAT, UAT to, come on, production. I think you are understanding this terminology, boss. Understanding this terminology. Yeah, development to reduce the cost, to reduce the burden on the database software. I have used in-memory database H2. In-memory database H2. Come on. In testing also we are using what? MySQL. In UAT we are using what? Oracle. In production also we are using Oracle. UAT Oracle XE we are using. Okay, production we are using Oracle Enterprise Edition. Oracle E. Now tell me here, in this situation, don't you think it is a good future? Don't you think it's a good future? Don't you think it's a good future? H2, I don't know how to create tables. Hibernate will take care. Come on. MySQL, I don't know how to create tables. Not one table, two, three tables, 100 tables. How many tables? 100 tables. Are you getting my point there? 200 tables, 300 tables. In real projects, we don't have just one mapping file. We'll be having lot of mapping files. We'll be having lot of mapping files. Got it? See, company is ready to pay database only in production environment. Come on. Companies are not ready to pay money for databases in UAT, testing and development. Laptops are not so heavy, so they don't want to give burden to laptop. That's why they have used in-memory database, H2, HSQL, HSQL, hypersonic. All these are in-memory databases. Real time, no one uses in-memory database. Don't waste your time on that. Only for knowledge sake, I am telling. Developer is having very less configuration computer. He is not ready to waste his time. DSP Bala. All operation means, what do you mean by all operation? First tell me, explain. All operation means what, Babu? Anyhow, persistence logic is database software independent because it is object based persistence logic. Persistence logic anyhow portable, Babu. Okay. Not only table creation, schema, maybe sequences, common features here, not procedures and functions, but basic features, tables, sequences. These things can be generated dynamically. Joins, joins are the queries, na. Production means, I will tell, production means after releasing project, when project is in the client, in the real utilization of the client, that is called production. After deployment, once a client started using it for his customers, given to Citibank using for its customers, then production, UAT. Before putting in production, company client people will do testing of the project. That is called user acceptance test environment. User acceptance test environment. Okay, which is also called pilot. Come on. Testing. Okay, testing. Testers will use it. Development, when you are there in what? That's one. When they are using what? Development. Guys, don't bring sandbox, white box, all the things. Leave it here. Concentrate on these terminologies. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Subham Mukhia, Hibernate is there only to talk with SQL databases, relational database softwares. Understanding my point is nowhere related to NoSQL database software. Someone says, "Sir, I will change to MongoDB." No, so no. So Hibernate as of now there to talk with only SQL database softwares. Okay, always remember JDBC, Hibernate. In fact, all ORMs are given to talk with only to come on, work with only SQL database softwares. Only SQL database software, that too RDBMS database software. Understanding my point there or not there? Fine. Development here, when project is under development, fine. Testing, when testers are testing. UAT or pilot environment. Okay. After release of the project, before client uses seriously, client company people will do testing. Client company people will do testing. Understanding my point? Because they don't build software company project as it is. Client organization people also, after installing project, after receiving project, they will do testing. That is called user acceptance test. That is called user acceptance test. Then it will go to production. Then it will go to production. Okay, once client people are happy in UAT, no bugs are there, all features are working, then they will go to what? Production. Production means project will be kept in real deployment for the customers of the client. Customers of the client. Understanding my point there? These are the various environments in what? Software development life cycle. I hope, Pratak, you got a clarity. Client organization testing is called UAT, user acceptance test, which is also called sanity test, which is also called pilot environment. Okay, listen here. Before before announcing any scheme, overall India, first they will experiment in 1 2 districts. First, they will experiment in 1 2 district. That is called pilot project. Similarly, before using seriously for the customers of client organization, so they will first test in the client organization itself by creating dummy users by employees of the client organization. If they are happy, satisfied, then they will think about keeping for the customers. They don't believe software company statement as it is, boss. Understanding my point there? Developers in a software company. Developers in software company. Who will do this work? Developers in software company. Testers in software company. Who will do this work? Testers in software company. Feel the real time. Testers in the software company. Testers in the software company. Okay, next. Client organization people, uh, after releasing project, and before using project. Understanding my point there? After releasing project and before using project. after releasing project before using project in production. In production. Understanding, you got it? Yes. Production environment. When project is in live, when project in when project is in live, project is in live, project is in live, project is in live for client organization customers. Project is in live, it's working, it's working. Understanding my point there or not? Okay, fine. Right. Listen, citibank.com. It is under development environment. Testers of Polaris company testing it, testing environment. They release it to Citibank people, London. Okay, before making it available to the customers of Citibank employees are testing it. Citibank employees are testing it. Come on. Citibank employees are testing. Citibank's uh, employees are testing to check all features are working or not. Okay, that is what UAT, user acceptance test or pilot. Okay, they are happy. They are happy. If they are not happy, again it comes to software company. Again, what developer will do changes to fix the bugs. Tester will test to check whether bugs are fixed or not. Again, release. Again, UAT test. That's a continuous process. But if UAT test is positive, if they are happy, then project goes to live. Project goes to live. Live means production. The customers of Citibank start using it. Then we can say it is what? Live. So there also bugs will be there. They also will be reported. Come on. That's a continuous process. Fine, boss. Right. Okay. Is there any guarantee in all the places same database will be used? No guarantee. Actually, Oracle Enterprise Edition is very costly. They cannot use here because they don't want to use. They don't want to use. They may use. They may not use. So come budget may support, budget may not support. So that's why they may use different databases in different places. Okay, but no guarantee in every environment. Same thing will be there. Come on. So then also, but I developed persistence logic in JDBC. Sorry, in every environment I have to create what? Tables manually. Or I have to use some third-party tools. But if I use Hibernate is having capability of generating tables dynamically in all the environment based on the info you kept in what? Mapping file. Understanding my point there? Based on the tools that are kept in what? Mapping file. Got the clarity there or not there? Come on, yaar. Listen. Okay. At least you felt the importance of this schema generation. See, practicals are very easy, boss. Creating table, dropping table, that's not an issue. But how it will be used in real time, that is very, very important. Because nowadays, what happening, people are learning concept, but they are not linking with real time use cases. So that is the place where lots of people are getting problems. Got the point or not? Okay. So that's why don't just feel the behavior. Try to understand with respect to company environment, with respect to project scenarios. Then you can show gap as experience. Then you can convince yourself. If you convince it yourself, you can convince the interviewer. If you don't have clarity, what clarity you will give to interviewer? So always think about subject in technical perspective, project perspective. Got it? Okay. Yes. The possible values for HBM2 DDL dot auto property. Possible values for HBM to DDL dot auto property. It is Hibernate configuration file story, boss. It's the story of Hibernate configuration file. Create. Yeah. Create. Next B. Update. The best value is update. Validate. The default value is validate. D. Create hyphen drop. What is this? Create hyphen drop. What is this? Create hyphen drop. Create hyphen drop. Understanding my statement there? Fine. Yeah, listen. Deepansu Singhu. Okay, that depends upon the deal that is there between client organization and software company. Everyone, please look at this. In agile model, after application deployment, can developer access database of live environment? Answer is mostly yes. Why? Because in agile model, it's a continuous development, phase by phase release, phase by phase release, phase by phase release. Sometimes you will get access to what live project database also. Okay, in agile it is possible because agile talks about incremental development. Now, boss, agile definitely speaks about what incremental development. You know that, right? Agile definitely speaks about what incremental development. So, so indirectly you will get access also. It again sometimes it all about agreement that is there between client and software company and client organization. But generally nowadays everyone is working with a cloud environment, so client people are trusting this team and giving access to the database. Okay, then only certain bugs can be fixed on the production environment directly. Okay, boss, let's see. Create, update, validate, create and drop. Default is validate. Let us try to understand what is this one. Hmm. Can you come back? Can you come back to the subject? Right. Someone is asking Salesforce future is there or not there. Concentrate, Ram, worst fellow. Learning Hibernate and thinking about Salesforce. Right. HBM to DDL dot. Okay. AWS is doing well. Windows is doing well. Okay. In cloud environment right now, AWS and Windows. What is Windows Cloud here? What is Windows Cloud? Azure. AWS and Azure is doing well. Even Google Cloud also not doing well. These two are really doing well in the cloud environment. Okay, fine. Okay, HBM is equal to create. What here? HBM is equal to create. How we write, sir? We write like this. Property name is equal to auto. What is that? Create. Hmm. Fine. What is property? Property. I think you people are very much interested to divert the topics nowadays. Okay. Right. HBM to DDL dot auto property. That's what I have written, Ra Babu. No, it is not HBM dot. It is HBM to DDL. Okay. Fine. Yes, boss. Here, if the possible value is create, what happens? Okay. Now someone is asking me what is cloud. What is cloud? I think everywhere I have written same thing, boss. HBM to DDL dot auto. Here also I have written Ocha this one. Here dot is not there. Dot is not there. Okay, fine. Right. Fine. Okay, boss. Now listen, let me spend 1 minute on it. Instead of rearranging softwares and hardwares in our organization, we will arrange them in the internet environment, and we'll try to utilize them from our dummy computer, which are 5,000, 6,000 worth. We will try to access and use them from our dummy computers, which are called terminals, okay, whose cost is 3,000, 4,000 only, not more than that. Entire hardware, software setup will be there in the internet. For the timing, you remember, okay, yes, how hardware can be there in the cloud? Hard disk, servers, everything will be there in the hardware, na, Madam Chutasmita. When they can provide softwares to execute those softwares, to execute those heavyweight software, they also should provide servers, na. They also should provide hardware setup, na. Guys, just visualize. Someone is giving WebLogic server. Someone is giving WebLogic server in the cloud, right? Someone is giving WebLogic server in the cloud. Whatever hardware setup required for WebLogic in cloud should also be taken care by whom? Cloud people only, na? Come on. Right. That's why cloud is a rental environment who provides heavy hardware and software setup that are required for software company, so that software company can just use dummy terminals for developing their software projects in cloud environment. So that means they use hardware and software setup of cloud only on rental system. Okay, they complete the project, they access the project, they release to the clients. But software company need not to maintain high-end computers. With dummy terminals, they complete entire process. That is called cloud. Cloud is all about taking the things on rental system and using it and returning them once work is over. Understanding my point there? Right. Mm. Mm. Everything is maintained by cloud people, only how to do coding. That's it. Nowadays, every application is cloud only, boss. Everything is cloud based. Fine. Everyone come back. Everyone please come back. Property name hbm2ddl.auto. What is there? Create. Create. Always creates new DB tables based on mapping file info. Based on mapping file info. Are you getting my point there? Based on mapping file info. Info. If DB tables are already available, if DB tables are already available, they will be deleted. They will be deleted. Next. Internally uses schema export tool. Yeah, to do this work here, to do this work from command prompt, it internally uses what? Schema export tool. There is a tool that it internally uses. Okay. Internally it uses schema export tool. Schema export tool. Sir, what is the real-time use case for create? Because what's the problem? Whenever you run the application, come on, what happens? It will drop the existing table, creates a new table. New table. So if your application is shutting down every 10 days, don't worry. use this. If your application will shut down once in a 10 years, once in a 5 years, once in a 100 days, okay, then think about this option. Then think about this option. Because once it drops the tables, if you take backup, fine. If you don't take backup, you will lose entire data in the database software are not there. Then where it will be used, sir? Think about Indian Railway. Whatever reservations we have done, they will remember for 3 years. Once 3 years are over, they will forget that. After 3 years, so and so passenger travel on so and so date, give me details, me they will say go to hell. For every 3 years, we will delete it because they cannot maintain for lifetime now. They cannot maintain for lifetime. That means what? Let us assume railway reservation application will shut down. Railway reservation application will shut down once in a 3 years. Once application shut down, they are ready to lose the data. At that particular situation, create is the better option or not? Create is the better option or not there? Come on, guys. For everything, I will give use case. I don't just explain behavior. I'll explain what is in which situation, which option should be used. Something we learn for knowledge sake. Something we learn with respect to project also. Yes, boss. If you are having long running applications without shutdown, without shutdown, without shutdown, without shutdown, like railway ticket reservation, railway ticket reservation application, railway ticket reservation application. Okay, then use this create, then use this create, then use this create. Once the application is down, we will lose. Once application is restarted, okay, we will lose. We will lose old data because it creates new tables by dropping existing DB tables. Restarted by dropping existing table. Railway ticket application, railway ticket booking application, erase the data of bookings for every 3 years. Come on here, for every 3 years. Everyone convinced with this use case, boss? Convinced with this use case? Come on. Okay, tomorrow when we meet, I will show practicals of it. Don't worry. Very, very beautiful concept. Okay. Very, very beautiful concept. Don't worry. Yeah, tomorrow we don't have Hiberante. We have other classes. Next class will be on Monday. Because right now my priority is on other batches. Okay. Right. So that's why tomorrow we don't have regular classes, but we don't have this regular Hiberante is not there. Next class will be on Monday. Thank you. Upcoming workshop this month, you will be having resume preparation and interview tips. Resume preparation and interview tips. Don't worry about that. Fine. Thank you. We'll meet. Practice. I'm telling everything with use cases. If you don't practice, you'll feel confused. Practice every day. If you practice daily, if you stay active in the classroom, no need of referring anything else, and you can keep okay, you can keep 4 5 years gap as experience. That much knowledge I am going to give. Okay, right. Sir, this is fake. Chuchasmita madam, this is fake. Don't believe. Are what is need of paying that much amount for training? That too for Axis Bank. What is need of this much amount? Okay, boss. Nowadays, I am not getting desired results in first attempt. What's wrong with me? Maybe you are not writing code properly. Okay, sir, we need corona vaccine application. Great, we will develop. Don't worry. Fine. Coding issues. Check it out. Agile class you want, Agile class you want, don't worry. I will make it public. Don't worry. Fine. Daily practicing December. You want to go with 3 years experience. Happily you can go. Happily you can go. Not a issue. Fine, boss. Right. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow. I'll share the document. I'll share the application both.